Here's a game against Nick, or SuperBlah411, for those uninitiated. I'm sure you've all heard of him. Last night he had the wicked idea to have a 2007 tier battle with me, so that's why you see some Ubers in the old thing there. But this is 2007, no move tutors. Deoxys and like Garchomp and Ments are allowed. So I decided, hey, I'll save up a Chomp and let's have a go. So look at this thing. It's so uber. So CB Waterfall, he taunted expecting me to set up rocks, but I'm a CB Pert. I don't have rocks. And his Reflect gets set up, but it's not going to be enough because I'm going to be able to take him out the next turn with another subsequent Waterfall. So Uber Deoxys goes down. I don't know why it's Uber. Like speed shouldn't be Uber really. But in comes the Skarm. I can't hit that thing with Waterfall, especially with Reflect up. So I'm going to go to Chomp because Chomp has Fire Blast. I'm expecting him to expect it, honestly, because I feel like it's a pretty common move on a Chomp to have Fire Blast. But no, he doesn't expect it. Goes for Whirlwind as I set up a sub, and that really stinks. He did get his rocks up, so my Lucario's Sash is broken, so he's kind of wasted already. I may as well just go for close combat. I know there's Reflect up and whatnot, but I figured it would do a little bit more than it did, but meh, it didn't. And he hits me with Brave Bird. I'm -1. That's going to do a ton of damage. But because of the ×4 resist on rock, I know I can come back into Stealth Rocks again, and I can save this Lucario. So I'm going to go right back into Chomp, because if he's not expecting Fire Blast, I'm going to try and hit him with it. He's obviously going to roost this turn to get his HP back, but I figured, he just doesn't see it coming, so I'm going to hit him with it. And, he's going to just whirlwind me away because he thinks I'm worthless. He thinks I'm just going to try and set up subs. But Fire Blast hits, does a ton of damage, which is amazing. I don't know why he went in. No, he doesn't Whirlwind, he Brave Birds. Because Chomp is like pretty good HP and fairly good defense, I'm going to be able to take a Brave Bird. And still have enough for some Life Orb. So, because I'm so low, I figure I'm going to just go with my hardest hitting move. His Reflect is about to wear off. I knew it was still up. And I know Skarm resisted the hit, but I thought, it's a freaking Garchomp. It can take it out. Nope. 6 hit points. And that totally blows. If you've watched the series that he put on his channel with the assist battles, 6 is a very, very common HP number for him to live at, which I'm starting to hate that number now. So I'm stuck on Outrage. I have to go for it again. I'm going to kill myself. He's just going to roost up, which is, the right play. And I completely waste my Chompy Chomp. And that's really my only thing to take out the Skarm, because everything else pretty much is physical. And that really sucks. I got an Azelf, but it's got HP, Ice, and Psychic as its only moves, and Skarm obviously resists those. It's also got Explosion and Stealth Rocks, and it's Scarfed. So my last special hitter, Slowbro. Slowbro's going to have to take out the Skarm, otherwise the game is over. And in comes a freaking Heracross. You got to be kidding. So I don't really know what to expect out of this guy. It's obviously, it could be Scarfed, it could be hell anything at this point. I'm afraid of Mega Horn, but I figure I can probably take one if it's not boosted by anything. Depending if he's Adamant or Jolly, probably, but I don't know. I just went for a Surf. He subbed, which is cool. And now here I was so mega annoyed. He's going to go for Swords Dance. I stayed in to go with another Surf because, I'm pretty much condemning the Slowbro at this point. And I'm going to take him right down to another, I don't know, it's like 12 hit points, and then he gets a Salic boost. So he's sitting at +2 attack, +1 speed, and I've got really nothing to do. So I decide, you know what, I'm going to sack my Luke. I know it's got priority, and that would be amazing for taking out a Heracross, but I don't know if Heracross gets Quick Attack, or if he'd even pack it. I don't know, probably not. If he's sub and Swords Dance, he'd have Mega Horn and Close Combat. That would make sense. So no Quick Attack even if he gets it. But I decided Azelf, it was either do I want to sack Azelf, Slowbro, or Lucario, and Lucario was at the lowest hit point, so I decided to sack it. Plus it's physical, and I've still got to kill Skarm. But I go into Scarf Azelf, yes, Scarf Azelf, with Stealth Rocks, and I managed to take him out. So in comes the Skarm again, so I just got to go right back to Slowbro, and Brave Bird hurts. That does a lot of damage. I know Skarm doesn't have that bad of attack, but that is painful to take. I've just got to keep firing off Surfs. I don't know if he really expects to live one too well. I don't know if he's physically or especially defensive. My guess is physically, because he took that Outrage with so well. He was in red and he stayed in red. It was awful. So he whirlwinds me again, and in comes my freaking Zangoose, which I wanted to keep hidden because it's my, Endear Flail one with Swords Dance and returns and quick attack, so... Or Flail, sorry, not return. Why would I have... Wow, that would make no sense. But I can't stay in. I could have... Because it's a Skarm, I just can't kill it. And it's got close combat, not quick attack there. And, so, Slowbro comes back in, takes another Brave Bird, and now I've got a Slack Off. If he crits me here, it could be game over, because, like, Slowbro's my only special hitter left. And, I don't know what else he's got. Like, I've only really seen, like, the Skarm, Deoxys, and, like, one other thing, so... he's got a lot of stuff that's hidden, and that's no good. So I do manage to slack off. He doesn't crit me, which is incredible. And it's time to just fire off Surfs. I don't really care where he wants to go, except he goes into a Bliss. So I shouldn't have let Lucario die. I had no idea he had a Bliss at that time. So obviously Lucario trolls over Bliss with close combat, but now I gotta find some other way to kill it. Obviously Flail would be super cool. Unfortunately, he's got T-Wave, so I'm never going to get that off. It's just not going to happen. So I went for Toxic on the off chance he'd be Serene Grace. I don't know why he would be, but I figured, may as well get that on there. Force him out at least, because I don't want him sticking around. If I can keep forcing him to switch, because I'm not going to be losing any hit points unless he, S-tosses me. So I figured I may as well just force him out. He does in fact switch, goes into Skarm, as I set up a light screen. I didn't think he'd switch right away. I thought he'd wait a turn or two. That's why I didn't surf, otherwise I would have surfed, and then he would have roosted, obviously, but I feel like... And I would have eventually gotten hacks, but I feel like if I can get him down to like low red and force him to... And then like he has to roost back up to, green, I could probably go somewhere and maybe do something. I don't know. And I get Parahacks there, and here I go first, so I know he's going to Whirlwind me. It's just, what's he going to Whirlwind me into? It could be Zangoose again, which would suck, to be honest, because I don't think I can take a Brave Bird after 2 Stealth Rocks. And, of course, it's Zangoose. So, I can't stay in. I gotta switch. I gotta go into Slowbro, probably. It's got massive defense. It can hit the Skarm pretty hard with Surf. That's really all I've got to take this damn thing out. Oh, no, I go to Swampert. I figured... Yeah, I didn't want to take that much Rocks damage in case he Whirlwinded, which he did, of course. So I took half the Rocks damage, which is, that's strategery right there. I didn't want to risk him Brave Birding, so that's why I didn't want to close combat, and I'm not going to Endear or Swords Dance against the Skarms. So I'm free to go for another Surf, and he Whirlwinded again. I'm not really sure. I think he was expecting to get Parahacks there, or maybe hoping a little too much, but... he could have kept roosting until he got, a pair of hacks, and then, I don't know. I just feel like that was the wrong play, because his Skarm is omni-important. He just doesn't really know it yet. So I'm feeling like it's at a point where Swampert can probably kill it with Waterfall, and I do. And even if I didn't, I had a 20% flinch chance, so that is one major problem gone. In comes a Garchomp, and it sets up an SD. I stayed in, even though this Pert can probably live 1, and, like, come back in and Ice Punch. I figure if he's going to set up, Azelf can HP Ice it, and it's no problem. If he doesn't set up, getting this Waterfall is going to be huge. So now it's like, who wants to die? He's got a Bliss, so Slowbro is essentially useless now that, what's-his-name is dead? Skarmory's dead, so... I figure Slowbro is probably my best thing to take a +2 Outrage. And I was surprised to see that it lived. I still support the decision to go to Slowbro, even though it could have lived a hit, because, I do have Scarfed Azelf, and if he's not Scarfed, I'm going to be faster. So I can definitely kill it with Psychic or HP Ice or whatever. So Outrage finishes me off, and thank goodness he doesn't get a 2-turn Outrage. If he'd gotten a 2-turn there, I probably would have still gone to his Elf, but I probably would have blown up, because I would have expected the Blissey to come back in. And if I blow up on the Chomp, then that's fine. Yeah, I would have expected Blissey to come in, because it's special. And Explosion would have killed Blissey, and then... You know what? I don't know. Then Swampert can take a neutral Outrage, unless it crits, of course, and then Ice Punch or whatever. But in comes a Heatran, and I said, he can probably take... No, he's not going to go for a Fire move, or he can't go for a Ground move, so I just went to Zangoose, because Zangoose was my best thing to take it. I figured I could probably live, maybe get a close combat off, but no, not the case. He's got... He got Dragon Pulse, gets a crit, no big deal. So I go to Swampert, and I can just EQ for the win. You know, it's going to hit this guy. I think he was Scarfed, or maybe he was Specs. I honestly do not know. Judging by the damage, probably Scarf. If he was Choice at all, he might have been like, I don't know, Water Resist Berry. I don't know. And then goes Bliss, and it's pretty much a good game at this point. I've got, you know, an Exploding Azelf. I've got a CB Pert, and he's got T-Wave. So there's not really a whole lot he can do. He goes for an S-Toss. I'm at 186, so obviously I'm going to live it. He can't put a Paralysis on me because I'm Ground type. But you know what? I decided this is Nick. Or yeah, he Ice Beamed even. So I could have lived another 2 Ice Beams probably, depending on damage variation. But because this is Nick, I decide, you know what? We're going to end this with a bang. I'm going to go to Azelf, take Rocks damage, take a T-Wave, because I told him I was going to Azelf. And I'm just going to blow up to finish it off. So thanks for playing, Nick. It was a good time. You know, it's not very often that you see a 2007 game these days. I'm going to get hacks this turn, then I'm going to blow up. That's what happens. Okay, so, yeah, it was a great idea, Nick. So, go check Nick out if you're, you know, I have so much influence. He just posted like 5 games in a row against me where we did 4 assist battles and a metronome rotation battle. You know, 5th gen. I was playing 5th gen. I can't believe it, but I'll play it against cool people. So, yeah, go check that out if you haven't already. It's very interesting. It's like a 5-game, just who was luckier series, pretty much. And it came right down to the wire. So, you know, 5 games there. I've got some Xerxethon stuff on the way. I'm trying to get in contact with Mike. He's kind of, like, dropped off the face of the earth. At least in my eyes, he's just gone. So, I don't know if we're going to do that dual narration thing, but maybe we will. Maybe we won't. What else have I got? Ooh, yes, I have the most amazing video ever coming out once it's finished. But, you know, no rush, Braden. You know, or Bryden, sorry. I don't know why I said Braden. Braden Shin, that's why. So, goodbye.